Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another stream of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Finally, it's been a bit too long since the last video, but let's just hope that I don't take that long of a break again. I don't know. An update is available. Would you like to install it now? Sure, why not? Update components, next. Right then, next. Update. Alright, and we shall wait for it to update. And, yep, that's about it. Daddy long legs, oh god, no. Alright, time to share this on Reddit again. And we shall get the show on the road. But first I need to wait for this to update, unfortunately. Your desktop is so unorganized. Yep, and I don't really care. I mean, you know, it works. So, yeah, that's all that matters to me. Come in. I want to die.
Okay, just wait. Yeah, are you drunk? No.
Why are you still here?
What do you do?
Please get out.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. There we go. We are loading the game, boys and girls of the audience. Alright. We shall press start and play the flippin' game. No. Ow. Oh. Crap. Okay. I just twisted my leg in a really weird way. And... oh, it hurts. Continue. Yeah, I don't care. I know what happened. Go to the Inquisitor's Hall. Alright, we shall. Is this it? Yep. We have made it to the Inquisitor's Hall now. We better find some interesting stuff, otherwise I'll die. A dog? Wait a minute. That aggressive bark. Please tell me that isn't... aha! It's Constantine. He looks so happy to see us. Wish I could say the feeling was mutual. Once bitten, twice shy. That pretty much sums me up right now. Oh, this game. Yes, this game. Really? I don't know. I think he's looking much friendlier today, if you ask me. See? Come on, Nick. Pet him just once. Woof. This mutt really, really hates me. Yeah. You might die from the mutt. Well, if it isn't Sir Blue Knight. Exactly what are you doing over there on all fours? Oh, Inquisitor Barnum, I'm glad to see you again. Actually, there's something we'd like to ask you about. Come on, Nick, stand up already. Oh, I'd like to meet that mutt's owner face to face. Pfft, how foolish. Bestiality, I guess so. Constantine happens to be mine, and a true knight's companion he is. He needn't waste time sinking his teeth into the likes of you. I had a hunch. So Constantine really is your dog, huh? Got it, frick. Stop skipping the text, me. Never mind that. What is it you want to talk about? Just make it quick, Sir Blue Knight. So, you Inquisitors are the ones who investigate incidents of magic in this town, aren't you? Yes, of course. If you don't mind, we'd like to ask you about the unsolved incident with magic. You would? There's only one thing you must never forget. The Knights of the Inquisition excel at their work. Right. All incidents of magic perpetrated by the witches are dealt with the Inquisitors, without exception, spoken with the usual calm and collected air of confidence. That's interesting. You see, we heard different. Apparently, there's one particular incident that still remains unsolved. Something about an alchemist being murdered. Ring any bells? What? Who do you get that information from? Well, High Inquisitor Darklaw. Well, why the blazes didn't you say so? You could have saved us some time, good lord. Huh? How is it my fault? The High Inquisitor has put me on the spot by leaking such information to the likes of you. Well, I suppose that leaves nothing for it. I shall tell you the whole story, since I do not believe in doing things by halves. Boring! Well then leave the stream. Please, go ahead, we're all ears. It was 3 months ago that an alchemist living near the town square was murdered. Sorry, Inquisitor Barnum, but I'm kinda lost already. Is there a difference between alchemy and magic? When it comes to something that difficult, it will do no good asking me, huh? It seems that while the townspeople respected him, they also treated him with caution. They respected him? Fine, SMH. He used his skills to make medical concoctions and acted much like a physician. The efficiency of his cures was almost like magic. He was famous within his neighborhood. In fact, he was sometimes referred to as Dr. Belduke by the townspeople. At any rate, it's safe to say that Sir Belduke was no witch. How can you say that for sure? That's simple. Sir Belduke was a man. Well, can't really argue with that. Sir Belduke came to a mysterious end 3 months ago. A mysterious end? There were two things about his death that cannot be explained rationally. Firstly, the murder scene. His body was discovered in his residence in the study. His room was unlocked. There was no conceivable way the crime could have been committed except by witchcraft. Isn't that what people call locked room mystery? A what? Oh, it's nothing really. So what was the other mysterious thing? Secondly, until then, all incidents involving witches had been foretold in the story. Foretold in the story? In other words, predicted by the storyteller. However, the murder of Sir Belduke did not appear in the story. Such a thing had never occurred before. So not only was this the only unsolved incident in Labyrinthia's history, but it was also the only incident not to be predicted by the storyteller. This definitely sounds worth investigating. You certainly are an interesting one, Sir Blue Knight. Huh? You really think you can solve this incident alone with the Knights of the Inquisition? When the Knights of the Inquisition have been working on it for 3 months? I must say, that is some confidence. We won't know unless we try. You may risk becoming the target of some terrifying witch's vengeance. I'm hoping that was a joke. Well, I suppose you may as well take a look. Who knows, you may even find something. Sir Belduke's residence is just beyond the town square. Ask anyone around there, they'll soon point you in the right direction. Thank you, Inquisitor Barnum. Sir Blue Knight. I believe our courtroom battles are far from over. Until we meet again in court, I'll see you then, Inquisitor. Alright, so what else do we gotta do now? Find the alchemist's house. Alright then. So, I guess we gotta just move the frick out of here. This could be anywhere. Anywhere that looks like a house. Oh, is this it? It's gotta be somewhere near here. Well, we've reached the town square, but I wonder where the alchemist's residence is. Hey, Nick, look over there. There's a street leading away from the square. Hey, you're right. Let's go take a look. A new destination has been added to the map, Alchemist's House. Alright then. So let's move to... Oh, there's the frickin' Meliodas dude. So this is Sir Belduke's residence. It definitely looks like an alchemist's house. I've never seen plants like these before. So, what do we do now? Just because the owner is deceased, we can't exactly go barging in. But have you noticed just how well kept his yard is? It looks like someone is still living here. Someone has definitely been doing that upkeep around here, that's for sure. Hey, who's that over there? Looks like Franziska von Karma, with her blue hair. My sincere apologies. I'm afraid medicaments are no longer being provided here. Huh? Did you not come here for medicaments of some kind? No, we didn't come here for that. We're here to investigate the incident, the one involving Sir Belduc. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but you do not look like members of the Knights of the Inquisition. I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And you... I'm guessing you live here? Indeed, my name is Jean Greyrill. I was butler to the late Master Belduc, good lord. Wow, a butler? This must be my first time meeting a real one. It's not, like, that much of an achievement. Well, Mr. Greyrill, if you don't mind, I've been told that the incident involving your master was shrouded in mystery. Has it got something to do with the Great Witch Bizella? We're trying to investigate that at the moment. The Great Witch Bizella? Am I right in supposing that you are defending Espella Cantabella? Well, actually, yes we are. So you know Espella, do you? That goes without saying. Everyone around here knows her. Do you think you can help us? We're here looking for leads. While he was alive, the Master taught me the value of investigating the truth that governs the natural world. If you too are investigating the truth, then it would be against his teachings for me not to cooperate with you. Would you both like to come in? We can discuss the matter further inside. That would be great. Thank you, Miss Greyrill. Whoa, spoken like a true butler. He's a pretty cool guy, isn't he, Nick? Oh, Mister. Yeah, he kind of looks like a girl, so I'm gonna get that mixed up, probably. What is this room? This is the room that Master Belduc kindly provided as my accommodation. So, is this the room where the incident took place? That would be the Master's study. It is the room right next door. However, the state of the room has been carefully preserved since the incident 3 months ago. As such, entry into the room is not currently permitted. Really? Bummer. Is that by order of the Knights of the Inquisition by any chance? Yes, and as I have lived with the Master since an early age, they also decided it would be only fitting for me to stay on and keep the place in order. So you've been looking after this place ever since Sir Belduc passed away? Yes, that's correct. Now then, is there anything further you wish to discuss? Probably not, I guess. Or maybe there's more. As I mentioned a moment ago, I know very little about this matter. As a matter of fact, it might be better to ask the Inquisitors. I can tell you about one thing, though, namely what occurred before the incident. Before the incident? Yes, it was 3 months ago, around the time that Master Belduc was murdered.
We were on our way back from collecting specimens for research, and it was already into the small hours of the morning. There was a thunderstorm on the way, and as the storm drew nearer, we quickly made our way home. Anyone would have been surprised at what we saw. But Master Belduc, well, how can I put this? He reacted in a most peculiar way. Unlike others who saw it, he seemed unsettled, as if he was truly afraid of something. After that bell tower appeared, he changed completely. Master Belduc became a different man.
Well, wait a second. Did you just say a bell tower appeared? Hey, that explains it. That must be what High Inquisitor Darklaw meant when she mentioned an incident involving the bell tower. To this day, I do not know what the Master was so afraid of. Do you think it was connected in some way to his death? I think it may have been magic. I mean, for a bell tower to just appear like that. Mr. Greyrill, do you mind if we have a look around? I know that the Inquisitors have already carried out a full investigation, but there just might be a clue or two with some kind of connection to the Great Witch. Well, I suppose. Providing I am allowed to accompany you, of course, good lord. There is sensitive equipment everywhere, and it is my responsibility to take care of it, good lord. I understand. We'll be careful. I wonder how the professor and Luke are doing with their visit to the storyteller. Yeah, I've been wondering about that too, a chance to meet Labyrinthia's creator. Let's just hope that they don't upset the guy and have some terrible plot twist written about them. Why can't I speak today? That'd only happen if it was you that visited the storyteller, Nick. The professor would never let anything like that happen. I've got a feeling we'll come back with some pretty useful leads. We have to do our best too, Nick. Let's keep our side of this investigation. You got it, Maya. We're all in this together. Come on, let's see what we can find. That's the spirit. Mysteries. Join Professor Layton and revisit some of the story's major mysteries. Touch a mystery to view it. Bell Tower, and Alchemist. According to Grey Earl, Sir Belduke's butler, the bell tower appearing mysteriously after lightning struck one evening. For some reason, Sir Belduke became seriously agitated upon its appearance. The bell tower in the town square is under continuous guard. Could this be related in some way to the death of the alchemist? Guess you never know. We're back over here. The Great Witch Bazilla will be tried in court? That will be Labyrinthia's final chapter, a fitting end for a town ruled by witches and their magic. Am I to believe that this final chapter has already begun? That is correct, and there is no way you can possibly change its final outcome. How are you? I'm pretty good, how are you? I wonder about that. You see, I gave my word to a young lady. I promised that without fail, I would be able to rescue her. If I'm not mistaken, the Great Witch Trial will begin in 2 weeks' time, the same day on which you will hold your next parade. I believe that should give us sufficient time to show you what we can do. Such a smug countenance? I don't know. I find it intolerable. I'm great. That's nice. I beg your pardon? 2 weeks from now, you say? I'm afraid that information is out of date, Hersolation. That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. Out of date? What do you mean? My parade will be held the day after tomorrow, according to the amended story. What? The day after tomorrow? That's not fair. Now that's the kind of continuance I want from the characters of my story. What? That's what I do, don't you know? I decide the fate of characters who have no knowledge of their future. It would appear that you are not yet fully aware of the gravity of the situation. Let me see now. Just for fun, I'll write you a little story. A story full of surprises and a few tears. I shall enjoy seeing the emotions of the characters as they play their parts. A story for us? Stories are a fixture of this town. You would be wise to embrace them. Let's see. I think we need a stimulating incident. We shall have a witch, some witchcraft, and perhaps a little death. Death? You can't... Oh, but I can. Let me see. This is a golden opportunity to use the alchemist's residence. How about this? Your comrade meets with death by golden curse in the alchemist's residence. This could be a truly interesting story. No way. Feel free to act as you wish when you play your role in the story. How can you? The beginning of a new tragedy or farce. The victim of a golden curse lies in the dwelling of a user of false alchemy. A man from afar falls to a golden curse, and a woman from afar cries out in grief. The woman is captured, her dark trial begins, the fiery pit will cleanse all her sins. Oh my god. Let's bully Tristan and call him Banana Shoes, let's not. A man from afar falls to a golden curse, and a woman from afar cries out in grief. This must be referring to Maya and Mr. Wright. If we don't do something, Mr. Wright and Miss Fay will be in danger. There's no time to lose, Luke. Let's go and find them. Right you are, Professor. The story has already been written, and no matter what you do, you will not change the result. I do not agree. What we do next can change the future in any number of ways. I'm sure that's what you want to believe. In fact, a naive outburst like that could be a poignant plot point. Please, be my guest. Your words may help to raise the tension and bring a little excitement to my story. You monster! Luke, now is not the time. We need to help Mr. Wright and Maya. Okay, let's go, Professor. Better hurry. A friend's death added to items. Damn. Professor, do you hear a flapping sound coming this way? The sound of a large bird, perhaps. Damn, a large bird. Ah, that's the owl that we saw in the audience room. It's holding a letter in its mouth, not to mention watching us intently. Perhaps he wants to tell us something. I'll try talking to him to see what he wants. What can we do for you? I've got it, Professor. Hoot, that's the owl. Says the letter was delivered in the Storyteller 3 months ago. To the Storyteller? If that's so, then we can't very well keep it. After all, it's wrong to read letters addressed to someone else. That's what the owl said. But he also said there's absolutely nothing written on the sheets of parchment inside the envelope. Look, Professor, see, they're totally blank. A letter with nothing written on it. That is indeed most curious. And another thing, Professor. The owl says this letter was sent by the alchemist. What's that, my boy? Written by the alchemist? Do you remember what the storyteller wrote in that story he penned a moment ago? A victim of a golden curse lies in the dwelling of a user of false alchemy, which probably means the place at which this incident will occur. Is the home of the one who sent this letter? In other words, at the alchemist's house, right, Professor? It appears the address of the sender, Sir Belduke, is written on the envelope, which means we had better make our way there immediately. Thanks, Mr. Hoot. You did a little pose right there. Blank letter added to items. The addresses on the envelope is somewhere near the town square. The address. That's a little far from here, Professor. We might not make it in time. I think we'd better run. Look, my boy, we have the need to rent a steed. I think you're right, Professor. That would be far quicker than running. Oh, dang. That's pretty epic. Quickly, Luke. There's no time to lose. Hey, easy, boy. This horse is certainly spirited. Say, Nick, have you noticed how the color of the wall is different from all the other walls in the room? I think I've investigated enough crime scenes to now notice something as obvious as that, Maya. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but actually there was a small fire here a while ago. It was my fault. The wall ended up a little bit singed in the process. Now that you mention it, there are some signs of a fire on the floor there too. Yes, that's correct. Anyway, I decided to paint the wall myself. Looks like Mr. Grey Earl is way handier with his herbs than with his paintbrush. I lit a candle, set fire to some dry straw. In all my time as a butler, I've never made such a major blunder. Nah, it's not that bad. You're being a little hard on yourself. That's right, it's not so bad. You think that's bad? You should see Nick try and do the laundry. Now that's a major blunder. Okay, that was one time. Anyways. Let's go check out Mr. Belduke's study. While we're here, could you show us around your room a little, Mr. Grey Earl? Of course. If it will bring you any closer to finding the truth, be my guest. However, as the Knights of the Inquisition have ordered that the crime scene be left undisturbed, I must ask that you refrain from touching anything, while you are in the study. Sure, we'll be careful. A new destination has been added to the map. Alchemist study. There we go. Let's move. Hey, look, Nick. They're on the floor. It's one of those whatchamacallits. You know, a crop circle, right? That's an alchemist circle, Maya. We're not in a wheat field. I'm sorry to repeat myself, but please be sure not to touch anything. You heard him, Maya. That means keep your hands to yourself. No problem. I'll just do the touching with my eyes. With your eyes? Yeah, she's probably gonna literally touch things with her eyes. Like, I don't just mean look at things. I mean literally touch things with her eyes. Oh, hint coin. Hey, that's a pretty little picture over there. We could use a picture like this back at the office, don't you think? We could hang it right next to Charlie. What is it, Nick? The wall behind this picture frame. The wall? Oh, that! It seems like there's some kind of green mark on the wall just by the painting. I wonder if there's something hidden behind this painting. Hey, Nick, look at this. The wall behind the painting, it's painted green. Is there a problem? No problem. This could be some kind of clue. Wall behind the painting added to items. Nice. Let's take a look at this. That's a globe of the night sky. Yep, it is. A curiously shaped implement. No idea what it's used for. The cabinet must have contained the alchemist's research materials when it's been emptied out. What am I talking about? Oh, another hint coin. It's down here. It looks like a load of white powder has been scattered around the desk. About this white powder. Has it been here since the incident? That's right. It was just like this when I entered the room on the morning following the incident. I had left it that way ever since. I guess someone must have dropped a container full of some medicine. Please try not to walk in it. You might leave footprints. Now that you say it, all I want to do is leave little old footprints all over this place. It'll be like, Maya was here. Freaking candles around the theme. Well, what's that right there? Another hint coin. That's like the symbol for a law, is it not? Like they put in courtrooms. It's that thing right there. That thing. Okay. So, is there much more we need to investigate? Because I don't really think there... What's this? Let's talk to him. What's the matter, Mr. Grey Earl? Oh, it's, actually, it's that pendant. I must say, I find it fascinating. Oh, you mean this old thing? It's called a Magatama. I think it's a Magatama, yeah. Magatama? Yep. You could say it's kind of like my source of power, I guess, yeah. Kind of annoying when you play the trilogy, to be honest, because everyone's always lying about something. I understand. Stones are often charged with energy, after all. The pendant you're wearing is pretty neat, too. It's such a mysterious color. Oh, this? It's an amethyst. Master Belduke asked me to wear it. An amethyst? The amethyst brings out good vibrations, in an alchemy sense. Mr. Grey Earl? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just remembering Master Belduke. He gave me the stone and accepted me as his assistant alchemist. But now, Master, such is the order of the natural world. Seems like Grey Earl really misses him. He must have really respected Sir Belduke. Sad. What's happening? Well, I think we've just about investigated everything we can for now. But we didn't find any leads on the Great Witch. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Grey Earl? Yeah, yes, what is it? Is there anywhere else you can think of where we might find more clues? Let me see. Well, there is a cellar under the study. That's where the master kept his research materials. A cellar under this room? Yes, there's a trapdoor in the floor leading down to the cellar. A room containing Belduke's research materials. If you don't mind, I'd like to have a quick look at that room. I see, very well. If you'll please, just wait a moment. That ladder leads down into the cellar, but be careful, it's rather dark down there. It looks like it might be a little cramped down there too. That's true. Perhaps it is a little bit small for the both of you at once. Okay, Nick, this seems more like your kind of thing anyway. What do you mean? I don't know, I guess you're just more suited to small, dark, damp places. I'm not a rat, you know. Come on, you know that's not what I mean. I'll just stay up here and snoop around for some clues. It's not snooping, Maya, it's investigating. Anyway, you do that, I'll be right back. Yay, way to go, Nick. Maya is happy. Well, I should return to my room. Please give me a call as soon as you have finished. As soon as you have both finished. Okay, got it. Club Penguin is killed. It's a little chilly down here. Doesn't look like it's been used much. Excuse me. The air is so musty and stale. Anyway, better hurry up and take a look around. Bruh. Looks like a sculpture of a goat, I think. Something about it gives me the creeps. Wait a second, this thing is completely made of gold. Could this be the result of alchemy? I guess in this town anything's possible. Oh no. Oh god, no. If Maya were here, she'd break her back trying to take that goat with her. That's strange. Almost everything in this room is covered in a layer of dust. Probably hasn't been used much. Everything except for that goat, that is, seems to have been kept in pristine condition. Interesting. Looks like Sir Belduke studied alchemy here too. I don't see anything medicine-like, but there sure is a lot of equipment. This desk is pretty messy. Not a speck of dust, though. I guess Grey Earl must be keeping it clean. There's a wooden box by the desk, filled with all kinds of junk. A doll is peeping out of the box. I wonder if it was left by a little girl who was one of the doctor's patients. Maybe. It looks like Sir Belduke carried out research here as well. Hit coin. What's this? A map? I'm Jay-Z, you're Gay-Z. Get wrecked. Oh god. Well, well, well. This isn't a well. Looks like it's still in use too. I'm guessing you need quite a bit of clean water for alchemy. Come to think of it, I haven't noticed any plumbing here in Labyrinthia. Yeah, probably pretty primitive. Well, looks like I've pretty much seen all there is to see down here. The room doesn't seem to have been used much, and there's nothing I can see that might provide a lead. If I stay here any longer, I might just end up covering dust myself. Not to mention, standing here sighing is kind of clogging up my lungs. Maybe it's time I head back upstairs. I should probably see how Maya's doing. This is the alchemist's house. We have to hurry. Professor! Wait for me!
Miss Faye.
Hi, Professor. What's up? You look flushed.
Where's Mr.
Not
Wright?
really.
Have you seen him?
Oh, Nick. He's just down in the basement doing some investigating. He should be back up soon. So how did it go? Did you get to see the storyteller?
Please, get Mr. Wright immediately. It's safer if we're all together in one place. I'll explain later. Just hurry.
Huh?
As things stand, Mr. Wright is in serious danger.
Nick's in danger? What do you mean?
Do an epic hentai review. I'd rather not.
I have reason to believe that a witch will appear here soon.
All is as written in the story.
Do you happen to be the Great Witch Bazella?
Concern yourselves not with who I am, but rather with what you will now become.
Dead? Oh, dearie, dearie me. Whatever is the matter, child? You look positively flustered. Sir Belduke is no longer resident here. You'll need to go elsewhere for your medicaments. I know that. Let me through. It's a matter of life and death. Life and death, you say? If so, then I may foresee a hit ballad. Raise up your hearts, and sing with Birdly. My bird is Cracker for second and thirdly. Ah, this must be the rival Mr. Bardley was talking about. Anyway, I'm in a hurry. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Oh God.
Dearie, dearie me.
Not his arm.
Professor!
Oh shit.
It wasn't me!
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Maya.
What the?
I know. It was not. Don't tell me they're gonna accuse her again.
Professor, the words the storyteller wrote really did come true. And in the worst possible way.
Wait, so... I guess he wasn't specific when it really came to who exactly was gonna get defeated, so instead of Wright or Maya, it was Layton, and he got turned to gold, and his arm got frickin' ripped off. I'm not really as concerned about him turning into gold, because I'm sure there's like some spell to bring him back, but I think his arm is gonna be kind of an
A
issue.
man from afar falls to a golden curse.
A golden curse, yeah.
At first, I thought he was referring to Mr. Wright. But I got it all wrong.
Yeah. And that was, it was Maya's scream,
It was about the professor.
unfortunately, yes. That is... The reason why I'm not, like... I mean, absolutely concerned is that I know that there has to be, like, some way that the professor is gonna come back, but I mean... Still, that's not good. Professor Layton was turned into a gold statue through witchcraft in the alchemist's residence. How could this be? And again, I like Layton, so now we're just gonna have to go for a while with him turned into gold. That's not really unfortunate. And of course he doesn't have anything to say, because he's freaking gone. He's silent. Puzzles sent to Riddell. Cloud Maze 2, Pretty Posse, Puppy Postal Patrol, Wagon Dragon, Gavin Ghost's Animal Pens, Chess Skirmish, Stomp on It, and Train Trouble. Interesting. Chapter 4 of the Golden Court. Is this just going to be a bunch of golden puns now? It doesn't make sense. How can it come to this? The darned witch? How did it have to happen to the professor of all people? You've got to believe me, Nick. I may be a spirit medium, but I'm no witch. Don't worry, I know it wasn't you. Yeah, I played the game. I saw it from a different perspective. Say, have you seen Luke today? I haven't seen him since last night. He was crying all night. I didn't know what to say to him. No kidding. He's the one suffering the most from all this. Poor kid. He probably needs some time alone with his grief. We should leave him be. Yeah, he shouldn't have to see this trial. It'd be too hard for him. Spella. Oh, it's Spella. What are you doing here, Spella? Have you been cleared of these accusations? No, not yet. If only it was that easy. It's just that I'm not technically under arrest, so I got special permission to come here. I'm free to go wherever I like within this building. Ah, I see. I heard about Mr. Layton. It's awful. He was such a good man. I'm sorry, Spella. Huh? What are you apologizing for? We were supposed to find clues connected to Bazella, but we couldn't find anything. And now the professor's been... No, don't say that. It's not your fault. I don't believe a word of what they say about Maya. She isn't a witch. Thank you, Espella. Mr. Wright? Hold on a sec. I gotta freaking just... Do you mind if I assist you in court today? Well, I guess Maya can't. Huh? Shouldn't have said huh like that. I know I may not be of much use, but I'll do what I can. I want to help you and Maya. Espella... Excuse me. Is that Luke? Nope, not Luke. You're Grey Earl, butler of late Master Belduke. I have come to inquire after Miss Maya. It is most regrettable what happened yesterday. Oh, thank you for coming all the way here. Hmm? You look really pale, Jean. Are you alright? Oh, please don't worry about me. It's merely that since the incident, sleep has eluded me. So you mean you haven't slept? Oh. I spent the night searching through Master's notes on alchemy. I hope there may be some mention of a method by which someone turned to gold may be reverted back to its original form. You were looking for a way to rescue the professor? Human fate is often cruel, but that's also why we must never lose hope. Jean. Defender, accused. The trial is about to start. Proceed to the chamber. Yes, we're coming. Nick, cheer up, Maya. I'm not just going to let them sentence you. Good lord. I just wish all of this would stop already, whether someone's a witch or not. No one deserves to be burned. I know, I can't stand for it either. If you'll kindly excuse me now, I must return to my duties. Ah, no problem. We, appreciate you coming to see us. Something's bothering me. Jean seems somewhat odd today. Let's go, Mr. Wright. The trial is about to begin. Pretty sure they're using like this.
The trial of Maya Fey shall now begin, as scheduled.
Pretty sure they're using the people talking sound effects from the older games. So that's interesting.
Knights of the court, are you ready to cross your swords of justice?
Not him again.
Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum always has his sword ready for the work of justice.
Defense ready, Your Honor. At this stage, I've just got to give it all I've got.
It would appear the defender has thrown down the gauntlet, Sir Barnum. Now, before we begin, may I have a word with you, defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
Last time we met, you stood in this court as an apprentice baker.
Yes.
In all honesty, when I saw you for the first time, I thought to myself, a baker should stick to bread baking.
Is that so? Fine first impression I made.
However, today you are not merely some befuddled maker of sweet buns. I'm obliged to fully recognize you.
Just gotta say that the guy who plays Phoenix does a really good job at selling his Phoenix's charm. I think that he, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say there's like a perfect voice for Phoenix, because he's really just supposed to sound like a regular guy. It's more the delivery where you can tell if it's Phoenix or not, and I think he does a really good job.
as a knight of law and justice, on par with Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum.
Yeah, it's because I come from a better time, you stupid judge wearing a purple hood, you useless piece of crap.
Now may your duel begin. Fight bravely and expose the truth behind this heinous crime.
Oh, we shall.
All right, we're all counting on you, Inquisitor Barnum.
I knew she was a witch as soon as I laid my eyes on her. She's got witch written all over her.
Now people are gonna be mean to Maya because she looks like a witch.
Why not put the baker on trial? Bake the baker, I say!
Oh.
They treat him like some sort of celebrity.
Yes, they
He may
do.
be adored by the crowds, but when he pointed his sword my way, you managed to shield me from his accusations.
Yes.
Maya clearly isn't a witch, so surely your victory is certain.
Yeah.
Thank you for believing in me, Isabella.
Well, I mean, she uses a lot of, what you might call magic, but she's not a witch.
Isabella Cantabella. I have given you leave to come to this trial today. However, that does not mean that the charges against you have been dropped. Rather than worry about others, you should consider your own situation.
Thank you for granting me your permission, Inquisitor.
Inquisitor Barnum, you may begin your opening statement. As you wish, my lord. As usual, let us commence this trial by first recounting the events, if it pleases you, Sir Blue Knight. As, you wish, Inquisitor. I still can't get used to this terminology. This heinous crime occurred in the residence of the late Newton Belduke, the alchemist. Here is the sketched plan of his residence. Alrighty. Looks about right. This room, of a somewhat questionable nature, is the alchemist's study in which the incident took place. The only ones present at the moment of the crime were the accused and the victim, no one else. No, that's incorrect. Phoenix was there. The witnesses who arrived at the scene seconds later have indicated where they found the accused and the victim. Very well, the sketch is accepted as evidence. Floor plan. Crime scene floor plan drawn by the court illustrator. Touch details to see more. The accused took Sir Layton's life with the most cruel of magic. A living man 1 second, a golden statue the next. Such wickedness. Magic that turns things into gold? Sure, why not? Several townspeople rushed to the room and paid witness to the horror of this magic. The accused has been captured and charged. Goodness, that is... Please stop doing that. Goodness, that is terrifying. Rumors have reached me that the victim was a most scintillating man. I'm not quite certain whether it was prior to this or after. But incidentally, was this Sir Layton not the same hat maker who attended our previous trial? No, he wasn't a hat maker. Bizarre as it is, Sir Layton's profession and origin remain unknown. He was a stranger in the city, that is all we know. And you, sir, his acquaintance. You are an unusual presence in our city yourself. Today's case certainly is peculiar. And that is not the last of the peculiarities, my lord. The alchemist study has been the scene of another strange incident in the past. Ah yes, I remember it as if it were yesterday. The mysterious death of Newton Belduke himself. Indeed, my lord. Regrettably, the only case of witchcraft still to remain unsolved in our fair city. The witch may have escaped her punishment back then. But perhaps today is the day on which both these mystery crimes shall be resolved. What? What are you implying? Patience. You will know soon enough, Sir Suddenly Pale Blue Knight. How interesting. It seems that the Inquisition have something up their sleeve. Now, Inquisitor Barnum, you may begin. Thank you, my lord. The Inquisition summons the witnesses to this malicious crime of witchcraft. If only I'd made it to the room sooner, maybe I could have prevented all this from happening. I won't let Maya take the rap for this. I'll find every single crack in their testimony and prove it wasn't her. Welcome to the Witch's Court, honorable witnesses. Now, let us hear your names and occupations. I am known far and wide as a mere Punch and Bog. I soon to be the new head of Punch and Bog's retail organization, PRO. Wait a minute, witness. What's that, Blue Squire? You're the guy from the previous trial. Just what the heck's happening to you? You look like you've been on one of those ultimate makeover shows. Whatever do you mean? My name is Amir Punchenbog. I, soon to be the head of Punch and Bog's retail organization, PRO. What is the meaning of this, Inquisitor? I do not care to delve into this witness's personal affairs. Looks like he remembers him all too well. Witnesses, pray continue. I don't know. Oh, dearie me. It is I who usually ask the questions. I am, you see, but a humble teacher. Call me Miss Primstone. The children of Labyrinthia Primary School have the privilege of learning the truths about the world from me. Are you sure it's a privilege? An elementary school teacher, huh? Good to know at least one witness seems sensible. Oh god. The winds carry my song, it's birdly stringing along. Parrot and bard in simple avant-garde. My faithful muse here is Cracker the musical parrot. No one understands music like Cracker, aside from me, naturally. At least it's not another goat. What a smart bird. He just imitated that teacher perfectly. What? Luke? I'm Luke Triton. My occupation is the professor's apprentice. Luke? Luke, but why? What are you doing there? I made up my mind. I'm doing this for the professor. A gentleman has to pursue the truth. But, Luke, that's where the Inquisition's witnesses stand. I'll never forgive that witch. A gentleman shouldn't glare at people as if he wants to hit them in the face. Luke, your friend today can be your enemy tomorrow, such is the hard reality of the battlefield. It's not a battlefield, it's a courtroom, dummy. Witnesses, we will now hear your testimonies. Tell us all of the wicked incident which you have been unfortunate enough to witness. Now again, as usual, I'm just going to skip the testimony and go straight to the cross-examination. I see. Thank you all. However, one part of the testimony was somewhat confusing. You there, the singer? Singer? Could you possibly mean me, Birdly the Bard, your excellence? Yes, that would be you, singer. This staff that you said, sung about... It is as you suspect, my lord. This very witch's scepter. There are 2 different magic gems attached, meaning the proprietor could have used 2 types of magic. Yeah, it would seem so. This gem here enables the use of a gold transmutation spell, Golder. Golder? Just the word alone makes the tiny hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Yeah, whoever came up with that word is being creative. That's the one, alright. That's the dreadful incantation that I, Amir Punchenbog, I also heard. Oh, dearie me, I have seen that scepter, so I have. Clank tips over the gold man, the scepter falls, not the witch's plan. Please die. Oh, dearie me. How dare she do that to the professor? By the way, this witch's scepter was found on the floor near the victim. If you'll turn your attention to the sketched plans, it was located right here. A scepter dropped by the accused would naturally tumble to exactly that spot. Inquisitor Barnum, what you're saying amounts to nothing more than a baseless assumption. You are on edge today, Sir Blue Knight. Is it because your friend is on trial? Perhaps you had better cool yourself down. Well, anyway, the court accepts the scepter into evidence. Thank you, my lord. Talia Magica added to the court record. The spell Golder has been bookmarked in the court record. Inquisitor Barnum, may I ask you something? What is it now, Sir Blue Knight? We know that one of the gems is for the spell Golder, but what about the other one? A naive question, huh? Naivety may be no hindrance to a baker who spends most of his time amidst bread, but it can be your undoing here in court. Would a knight put a weapon in his enemy's hand? He's telling me to do my homework, huh? Mr. Wright, I'll look for the information about that magic gem in the Grand Grimoire. Thank you, Espella. That would be great. Just leave it to me. She seems very happy to help. Good. The defender may interrogate the witnesses. Alright. Cross-examination, but first I'm going to look at the court record. Frick. Alright, now we'll look at the court record. I heard a scream and an incantation, and then when I entered the room, the victim was already all shiny. Okay. Case outline. Accused Maffei charges witchcraft, turning Professor Layton into gold. The wall behind the painting at the crime scene had been painted green. Crime scene floor plan drawn by the court illustrator touched details to see more. Talia Magic, a magic scepter necessary for casting spells. Contains a golden magica. Contains a golden and a purple magic gem. Okay.
Hold it!
And, what is this all about exactly? What do you mean, Blue Squire? Your gaudy, colorful outfit. I mean, your attire was different last time, a little more modest. The Emir you know back then is no more. I am a new man now, reborn into the higher elegance of society. What's he drinking? There's a skull and crossbones mark on that bottle. Enough idle chatter. The witness heard a scream and an incantation, is that correct? That's right. It's just like what you said earlier, Inquisitor Barnum. It was the spell Golder, and it was without a doubt the voice of the accused that said it. However, it's rather peculiar. When I saw the accused and the victim together last time, they seemed to be on friendly terms. The next witness will dispel your doubts, my lord. Mayhap something caused discord between erstwhile friends. Mr. Silcat had a knife at the ready, in his hand.
Hold it!
Are you saying that you think they quarreled? The other day, I saw you all together in this very court, and you were evidently friends. Well, yeah, that's true, but what's that got to do with... Now, everyone, listen carefully. No chatting in the back row. What I say now will be the next exam. Mr. Primstone's lesson number 5. Friendship leads to nothing but trouble. People would not break up and part their ways in anger if they did not become friends in the first place. The kids in our class must have grown up to be model citizens. They must have grown up to be idiots. Oh, dearie me, what I saw in that room curdled the blood in my veins. Mr. Silcat was pointing that glittery knife ever so threateningly. Someone said something. Oh yeah, of course it's Luke.
Hang on!
Is everything okay, Luke? No, of course it's not okay. The professor was a true gentleman. And no gentleman would go around threatening people with knives. I couldn't agree more. Silly boy, I saw your professor pointing a knife. Are you insinuating that I am a liar, you cheeky little whippersnapper? The professor would never do that. You don't know him. At least Luke's found someone else to antagonize. Mr. Wright? What is it? I think that there was some important information in Miss Primstone's testimony. Really? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not my place to say things like that. I didn't notice anything. What could it be? What was Espella about to say? Espella, why don't you tell us what you've noticed? Oh, is that okay? It's just something I'd like to ask Miss Primstone about. Well, just go ahead and ask her. Excuse me, Miss Primstone, do you mind if I ask you a question? Oh, it's you, Miss Espella Cantabella. Miss Primstone, did you actually see the knife that Mr. Layton was holding? I did, as a matter of fact, yes. I remember that glinting blade very well. Most frightening sight it was, too. And you saw that from the door, didn't you? Now, if you look at the sketch. When the incident took place, Mr. Layton must have been facing this way, correct? That must have been the case. Otherwise, the witness would not have been able to see it. Well, that's all I wanted to ask. The more information we have, the better, right? The direction the professor was facing, that could be important. This information shall be added to the court record. Floor plan, a crime scene floor plan drawn by the court illustrator. Alright, okay. I'm sorry I jumped in like that, but I really wanted to help. Not at all, Espella. We were able to get some more info, which may just come in handy. You think so? Now then, the next witness shall continue with the testimony. Oh, not this guy. Victim of magic, sparkly and done for, I heard the staff fall on the floor. Would you mind describing what you saw without singing about it? As you wish, my musically impaired friend. No, I like music, but not yours. Simply put, when I entered the room, the victim was worth his weight in gold, for obvious reasons. He tipped over and fell heavily onto the floor. The room became really silent. And then I heard that scepter tumbling around the floor. Alright, someone said something. Was it? Yeah, I think, it's her.
Hang on!
May I ask you something, Miss Primstone? Dearie, dearie me. Oh, dearie, dearie me. My dear, do not frighten me so. I feel like a schoolgirl caught napping during class. Miss Primstone, did you see the witch's scepter at the crime scene? Well, about that, I must confess, I do not clearly recall. You don't remember? When I went into that room, the golden man fell down and made quite the ruckus. That is why I did not notice the scepter being dropped. So you didn't see it, after all. But I am certain that witch girl had it. She must have been hiding it behind her back. Please don't assume Maya is a witch just because she's been accused. Miss Primstone is certainly quick to make assumptions. I see. Now, we would like to hear the next witness testimony. The next witness is a bit problematic. Oh yeah, Luke. The professor must have seen through Miss Maya's deception and confronted her right there, face to face.
Hold it!
Luke, open your eyes. Maya isn't a witch. Ever since we came to this town, lots of unbelievable things have happened, and that's why, from now on, I'll only believe what I see with my own eyes. Luke, when I went into that room, the only people I saw were the professor and Maya. The professor had been turned to gold, and Maya dropped that scepter. That's not true. What? Maya, I didn't have any scepter, and we weren't the ones in that... Silence! The accused has no right to speak. Be silent, or you will face punishment. We can end this trial immediately, should you decide to feel talkative again. I'm sorry. Well, Luke, is that really the truth? Huh? Did you really see the scepter? I don't know. When the professor turned to gold and collapsed right in front of me, everything seemed to fade to black. And then I could have sworn I at least heard Maya drop the scepter. The scepter was found at the scene of the crime. That is the unavoidable truth, good lord. Only the accused could have dropped it. This isn't looking good. I feel so sorry for Luke. He's so full of anger and despair that he can't think clearly. He said he can't forgive the witch. I understand how he feels. Anyway, I need to find a way to calm Luke down first of all. I heard a scream and an incantation. Then when I entered the room, the victim was already all shiny. Mayhaps something caused discord between well, hold on a second. Let me look in here. Transmutes the caster's target into solid gold. The spell will transmute the closest target within range. Okay. Alright. Victim of magic, sparkly and done for. I heard the staff fall on the floor. Hold on a second. Let's look here. I see. The professor must have seen through Miss Maya's deception and confronted her right there, face to face. Hold on. Now, he's not pointing it at her, so I think that might be the contradiction. It sounds stupid, but I think it's it. So I'm going to save this just in case I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Objection!
Yep, I'm right. Luke, you said that you will only believe what you see with your own eyes. But what you think you may not be... what you saw may not be the whole truth. Huh? What do you mean? Take a close look at the sketch of the crime scene. At the time of the incident, Professor Layton and Maya were standing here. Now, we have learned from Miss Primstone's testimony which way the professor was facing. He was facing this way. Oh, you have testified that the professor confronted Maya face to face. But looking at the sketch of where they were standing, one thing is clear. There is a contradiction in your testimony. What?
Objection!
Whether they were facing each other or not is of no relevance whatsoever. They were the only ones in that room. One was a victim, thus the other must be the witch.
Objection!
I will ask you to wait before jumping to conclusions, Inquisitor. Think back to Miss Primstone's testimony. She told us that the professor was pointing a knife at someone, threateningly. However, you can see in the sketch that he wasn't threatening Maya. So then, who is he pointing the knife at? Luke, what is it? The professor would never point a knife at anyone. I was the one who opened the door to that room, so I was the first witness, and I saw no knife. Miss Primstone's testimony is not reliable. Oh, dearie me, will you look at this child, sputtering nonsense and talking badly of his elders? Inquisitor Barnum? Yes, my lord? It should pose no difficulty to verify whether or not the victim had a knife. After all, that sparkling golden body of his has been found at the scene of the crime, has it not? Indeed it has, my lord. Court attendants, you heard the judge. Bring the victim into the courtroom. Seems like they're going to bring you the golden statue. Gulp. Professor. Oh no. You and you. Bro. Does he still have his arm? Nope. His arm's gone. Look at that. Ah, did it get damaged in transit? Professor. Actually, his arm fell off before. Professor! Frickin' shut up, Luke. So this is the power of the gold transmutation spell. Most spectacular. It looks like the work of the finest artisans. Artisan? Why? I assure you, it is the work of no artisans, my lord. By the way, the missing arm has not yet been found. I can't believe this, Professor. I suppose we should add the victim to the evidence. We're adding a guy to the evidence. The poor professor who, while searching for evidence, became evidence. Golden Layton added to the court record. Golden Layton. Professor Layton turned into gold through the spell of Golder. The right arm is missing. His freaking right arm is just gone, man. This is unfortunate. I thought the evidence would be as good as gold. But although it technically is, we are still no closer to discerning whether or not the victim was holding a knife. Let me speak, please. Maya, the professor didn't have a knife, and also, there was another person in that room. The real witch was there too, please believe me. Accused, do I really need to warn you again? Inside the cage, you are to behave like the bird that has forgotten its song. Speak again, and you shall be punished. Or are you in a particular hurry to taste the flames of justice, little bird? Sob. But it's true that someone else could have been at the crime scene. Look at this sketch. The victim was facing towards someone, and that person wasn't Maya. Sir Blue Knight, your ignorance is no longer even a surprise, huh? You do not know what transpired at the crime scene. You think this man was pointing at another person, you say? Let me tell you this. Nearly everyone in this court, other than you, knows what Sir Hat was pointing at. What? Well, honorable witnesses, is that not so? I, a mere puncheon bog, I love me some gossip and stories of the occult. Elusive like mist, the magical beast, its chilling breath brings about death. Oh dearie, dearie me, you could use some education, Blue Knight. I can offer you private tuition, but it will not come cheap, good lord. If the professor wasn't confronting Maya... Witnesses, you will now testify. Tell us all about the other presence at the crime scene. Witness testimony. Oh, he's about to pass out. Alright, I think, I'm probably gonna end it right... What? I'm probably gonna end it right here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Wait, hold on. I'll see you guys in the next video, because I'm pretty sure I've been doing this for like an hour, and, that's the goal, to play this an hour, so... Yep. Yepers. I'll see ya next time, boys. Ladies and gentlemen. I'll, just, yeah. Alright, then, bye. Excelsior, though. But yeah, bye. An objection, but also Excelsior. And bye.